Hello everyone, and today we're taking a look at Evil West, which is a new PC game that's just come out. It's available on consoles as well, and it's kind of interesting because the consoles, including the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, state that they only have a 1080p 60 FPS mode, and the fidelity mode is 1440p at 30 FPS. Now that's interesting because you're wondering, is this going to be a really bad PC port? So we're going to take a look at the PC and the laptop. I don't have the Steam Deck. I think it does run on the Steam Deck. It's listed as playable, but we might look at that in a separate video because it is a big download, and I wanted to get this video out just to look at the PC and the laptop version. So we will take a look at the Steam Deck at some point. So this is the PC version that you're looking at. So we've got a Core i7 12700KF CPU and a RTX 3080 Ti. This is 1440p and Epic settings with no DLSS. So Epic is the highest settings that it runs. And we've got native resolution, no DLSS, and it's a little bit stuttery on first run, but other than that, it's pretty good. You know, I mean, why can't this run at 1440p and 60 FPS on a console? Because this is 1440p. The 3080 Ti is more powerful than the current gen console, so you know, you're expecting it to run better, but it's, you know, it's 170 odd FPS, 130 odd. It's over 100 FPS, put it this way. And it's getting, you know, it was touching 200 FPS. What was the maximum? Maximum was 511. I take it that was kind of fluky. I wouldn't take that. 120 average is what we're getting. 1% low is what, 25 FPS. I would ignore the 0.1% low on this because this loaded up when the game started, so there's always stutters and hitches when the game starts, because it has to navigate the menus. We really should reset that when we run benchmark mode, to get the 0.1% lows. But the 1% low is what, 25 FPS, so probably it does stutter a little bit, but yeah, we're, you know, above 200 FPS here, and it's quite a reasonably, you know, it's GPU bound. You can see there's not much on the CPU going on here. CPU's usage is around what, the 20% mark, and the GPU's in the 90s, so that's good. There's no ray tracing here either. This is just rasterization performance. There's nothing like that. There is DLSS support for the game, but yeah, the 3080 Ti has no real issues. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip ahead later on to the boss fight at the end of this level, and we'll use that as a sort of benchmark for the laptop and for the PC, because the laptop is, you know, this part's not really challenging for both the laptop and the PC. So we'll go to that point because there's a lot of enemies on screen at that point. Okay, so we've chosen this part here to do our little benchmarking run. As you can see, there's a lot of fire effects on the screen. There's the dynamite, the dude's throwing the dynamite, and there's a lot of enemies here. So this game is kind of like, it's, some people said it was like Devil May Cry. I got stuck on the environment there. Like, kind of like Devil May Cry as a shooter, though. It has got shooting elements. It's got melee weapons. You've got a big melee glove thing that I was hitting him with. You should interrupt him like I did there with me kick. Whoa, I'm dodging. Panic, I'm not panicking. Shoot them, run, dodge. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting game, this, actually. I like it, it's pretty good. I've only ever done like the first level. We can do like a Doom Eternal style finisher here. But yeah, that dude's throwing dynamite. So this is quite a challenging section of the game here. And it's running okay here. I think there's a lot of effects on the screen. You know, we've got this glory kill type thing, which does replenish your health like Doom Eternal, as well. There's a big dude that spawns here as well, that we're gonna fight here. And again, this is a good little benchmark. It's not that heavy on the CPU, this game, at all. It is, you know, it is mostly, again, GPU bound on the 3080 Ti. Testing out my new 165Hz monitor as well, and that running really well. G-Sync enabled. which is pretty good. It is running above the refresh rate of the monitor, which means it'll just run at the maximum 165 refresh rate. I'm chickening out on this boss, actually. I'm just shooting him. And then dodging his sort of his front conal attack here. Does that mean I can go in and punch him? He's flashing. So I'm gonna go in. He's still got health left though. I don't know why he's flashing. Maybe that's just a no. In fact, I think it's just a warning that he's about to do a big attack. Right. Okay. So he's not dead. I got confused there because they kind of. There you go. I did the glory kill thing. Oh, he's pulled his head off. That's not fair. Anyway, we'll go and we will check out the laptop. We'll pick up the laptop from this point and we'll check out the fight from there. Should point out the cutscenes are locked to 60 FPS as well. But you can see the average is about 160 odd FPS anyway on the PC. So we'll go check out the laptop now. Okay, so moving on to the laptop then. The laptop is a Lenovo Legion 5 with an RTX 3060 and a Ryzen 7 5800H. The H, as you can see by the temperature, stands for heater. So I know what the H stands for now in the Ryzen 7 5700H. We've got 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM running at 3200 megahertz. And this is 1080p and epic settings, and again we'll get stuck in the environment there again. Just wouldn't move there, so I've wound it back a little bit, and you can see again frame rate's pretty good. I mean, the 3060 laptop GPU, it's not as powerful as a Series X or a PS5, and you can see here it's doing, you know, it's not a locked 120 FPS, but pretty close, a little bit stuttery, a bit more stuttery. Again, it's GPU bound, and again, the CPU is barely in usage, although it is doing a good job of heating up the room for us in the winter. So that's good, at least. It's a dual purpose to that. And again, we're back with this cutscene, and you can see here how heavy this is on the GPU, at least. CPU usage is creeping up a bit as well, because there's a lot of those fire effects are quite heavy. We smashed that dude through that there. We're getting better at this now, or at least I think I'm getting better. I got stuck in the environment again there. We got stuck there the last time on the PC, so there's maybe a few issues with it. I'm just going to shoot these dudes and then punch them in the face with me big gauntlet of punchiness. I'm calling it the gauntlet of punchiness, and you can see the frame rate is... it's below 100 FPS, but it's still pretty reasonable. I mean, in terms of its performance, it's in the 90s at least, and getting into the low hundreds. It's not, I mean, DLSS we could put on and maybe get a locked 120 FPS out of this with DLSS. Maybe put it into balanced mode, maybe, but yeah, I mean, you can see a big stutter there when the boss spawned. There is still shader compilation stutter, and we're getting laptop inferno levels. That Ryzen 7 is really getting hot. It's a hot boy Ryzen 7 there. It's up to, nearly touching 90 degrees. It's up to still at 4.1 gigahertz though. Sitting there from 28 watts. That's pretty impressive. Again, the 3060 in the laptop is the 130 watt TDP, and it's pretty close to it. You know, it's GPU bound. No ray tracing. We've got no DLSS on for this game, but I'm surprised it runs so poorly on consoles, because the laptop is more in line. The CPU is a newer CPU. It's a Zen 3. But there you go, it runs okay. And again, the frame rate was, again, in the hundreds. We could probably get 120 if we use DLSS or drop some settings. But anyway, that is all for this video. So thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again soon, and goodbye.